Namaste and welcome to Inspiring Women, produced by Today's Youth Asia. Inspiring Women television show is an attempt to bring successful women and inspiring stories on women leadership from around the world. My name is Deepika, and in today's episode we have with us two inspiring women leaders from American Council of Young Political Leaders delegate team who had come to Nepal for a cultural exchange program. Ashley currently serves as the director for the state and local government relations for the Boeing company. In this capacity, she manages a government relations program which supports the missions and strategies for Boeing units located in South Carolina. In 2006, Ashley served as the regional director to U.S. Senator Jim DeMint. She received her bachelor's degree in political science from University of Georgia, and she also studied abroad at Oxford.
The Boeing company is one of the biggest manufacturers for aircraft for both commercial as well as army nets. What environmental factors does it consider while manufacturing and designing it?
Boeing company is very environmentally conscious. We want to be good environmental stewards. And in South Carolina, which is specifically where I work, we've paid a lot of attention to the environment in the way that we've designed our newest building, which is a 1.2 million square foot facility, and in the way the entire site where we work has been designed and the way we utilize it. So in our newest 1.2 million square foot facility, we actually have on the rooftop put solar panels, actually thin photovoltaic film, and we get solar energy from the roof of our building. So about 20% of what the site runs on can be gotten through solar energy, which is a big deal for us. We also run the entire site on 100% renewable energy, which we're very proud of, and we are a zero waste to landfill site. So none of the waste that we produce at Boeing, South Carolina goes to landfill.
You serve as a director for the state and local government relations for the Boeing company. Could you briefly explain about your position?
I do state and local government operations for the Boeing company in South Carolina. And what that means is I am to be an advocate for the Boeing company among our state and local elected officials. I educate the state and local elected officials on what Boeing South Carolina is, who we are, what we do, what our employers do, in the hopes that they will create policy that establishes a good business environment for the Boeing company to work in. We think that's good economic policy for the state of South Carolina, and is also good for the Boeing company and for our employees. So a win-win situation, we hope.
Who has been the most inspirational woman figure in your life?
So the most inspirational figure, let me answer that question a little bit differently. As a woman, I would have to say that one of the most inspirational figures for me as a woman is not actually a woman. I would say that it's my dad. And I would say that because he raised three girls, and he raised three very strong women, independent women. And I think he did that just by creating a family environment where we were all very equal. We contributed equally at the dinner table and conversation. We all contributed equally in the household. So he really raised me to be an independent thinking person and raised me to think that my contributions were equal to anybody else's.
What would you like to say to the youths who want to become like you?
I would say to youths who are, as they're searching for their careers, find your passion. You know, my grandfather says if you find your passion, you don't have to work a day in your life. So I think probably if I had it to do over again, and I would choose the same job and the same career path because I found my passion, and that's what I would suggest other youths do as well. Take your education very seriously, and I think that that's a whole lot easier to do when you're studying something that you're passionate about. So I think that would just be my advice. Do what you love and study what you love.
In Nepal and other many underdeveloped countries, women are still oppressed in the society. So what advice can you give to the women to get uplifted?
I think perhaps the best answer to that is education. I think that education is freeing, and the more education you get, the more options you have. So I suppose my advice would be to take your education very seriously, take on as many educational opportunities as you can, because I think that would provide not just women but all people with more options, and I think with options comes a great freedom.
You are a very prominent human leader yourself, so how would you define human leadership in 21st century?
I think that leadership is about serving something greater than yourself and inspiring others to do the same. So I think leadership for men and for women is the same in that way, and is the same in the 21st century probably as it has been throughout the ages. I think that for women it's particularly important just because right now there are fewer of us. So I think that as a woman in leadership, it's very important that you find others, mentor others, educate others along the way. I know that I certainly wouldn't be where I am today without the great leadership of the people that came before me and took me under their wings. I've gotten to do some truly amazing things. I got to work at the White House and I got to work on Capitol Hill, but all of that came because I had wonderful mentors.
It is without any doubt that many people depend on the Boeing company for the various services they provide and on various levels. So what are the future plans of the company to improve the standard of your services of the company and the employees itself?
The Boeing company is an old company. We're about to celebrate our 100th anniversary here in a few years. And we have around 160,000 employees. We have 6,000 employees in South Carolina, roughly 6,000 employees in South Carolina. So it's a big impact, a big impact in the United States, an impact throughout the world. And you don't get to be a company of that age without continuously assessing where you are and how to remain competitive and how to do the right thing for your employees. So I have no doubt that the Boeing company is continuously reevaluating where we are and where we're going, and I suspect that Boeing will be a wonderful place to work for the next 100 years as well.
Any chance of bringing Boeing into Nepal as well?
You know, there are much smarter people than myself, I'm sure, that are thinking about things like that. I don't know of any plans to do that, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Does Boeing company takes part in social causes?
Yes. The short answer to that is yes. Boeing, I would say that social causes and being a good corporate citizen is part of the very fabric of the Boeing company. And I know that in South Carolina alone, Boeing invested in the community at the tune of about $4 million last year. So we're very conscious of being a good corporate citizen. We do that in several different ways. We contribute, we invest in the community, as I just said, to the tune of $4 million. We have several focus areas, and I believe last year our biggest focus areas were in education and in health and human services. We have partners with the medical university in our area. We're also partners with several other educational institutions. We have universities that we partner with. Boeing employees volunteer at a huge rate, which we are very proud of. And we also have what we call an employees community fund. So each Boeing employee can choose to have a certain amount taken out of their paycheck that will go to nonprofit causes. And we have a board of employees that sits together and chooses what nonprofits that fund will go towards. We also have a mentoring program that we're working on. So I think that's a much longer answer to your question, but yes, we find that being a good global corporate citizen is important for many reasons, because we want our community to be a good place to live and work.
What has been the most memorable moment of your time here in Nepal?
We've had a great time while we've been in Nepal. Today's Youth Asia has set up a wonderful program for us. We've gotten to meet with really high-level government officials. We got to travel down south to the border with India. We traveled a little farther north and saw the mountains. Today I saw the Himalayas on an airplane ride. And we as a group come from, the Americans on this trip, with America's Council for Young Political Leaders, come from a variety of backgrounds. So one of the highlights certainly has been getting to know my colleagues and getting to hear their thoughts and impressions as we've traveled through Nepal. I think that the thing that I'll take away from this trip, though, when I go back to the United States, will be the kindness and the hospitality of the people of Nepal. They've showed us a wonderful trip. They've been very kind to us. They've educated us. We've had great discussions. So I think that my favorite part would have to be the warmth and the hospitality of the people.
Thank you for being with us today. We look forward to your feedback. Our email address is youthTYA@gmail.com. Our mailing address is Inspiring Women, GPO 8975, EPC 5478, Kathmandu. Thank you for watching us. We hope to see you next week at the same time. Have a nice week. Namaste.